What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel, guys. We're here with my guy Ryan Shirley, checking out the top 25 places to visit in the Nordics. Definitely got a lot of love for the Nordic countries up in Europe, so we finna check this out. Y'all hit that subscribe button, send down those recommendations.
What's up, guys? My name is Ryan Shirley, and I spent the last few summers exploring Europe's Nordic countries, and I want to show you my favorite places.
Ooh.
So here's my Nordics top 25. The Nordics have to be one of my all-time favorite regions. It's made up of Norway, Sweden, Finland, Denmark, and Iceland. They offer some of the world's most unique landscapes, from the fjords of Norway to the dramatic sea cliffs of the Faroe Islands. The Nordics have so much to offer. Let's start this video off in Lofoten. Now, Lofoten Islands are located in northern Norway, and even though it's in the Arctic Circle, you feel like you're on a tropical island there. I was lucky enough to go there about 2 summers ago, and I had an incredible journey road tripping through Lofoten. Our first pit stop was at this fishing village called Henningsvær to see the world's most scenic football
I remember field. He was here. I gotta see this place. That is cool right there.
When we got there, we sadly didn't have a soccer ball, but we had a good time playing on the field and enjoying the incredible views of Henningsvær. We kept on driving and made it to the iconic town of Rain. Now, when you think of Norway, this is it. It has those red houses surrounded by massive sea mountains. In my opinion, I'd have to say that Rain is the most beautiful town in Lofoten. When I was planning my road trip to Norway, I remember seeing pictures of this place and I just couldn't believe it existed. The Lofoten Islands look amazing during the summertime, and they look just as magical during the winter. Now, the snow-covered peaks,
these be like screensaver worthy. Like, this could be my computer wallpaper right here.
And they look just as magical.
Damn, I'm gonna have to screenshot this one.
During the winter.
I like
the snow-covered peaks contrasted with the ocean create a one-of-a-kind scenery. Now, while it's still cold there, thanks to the ocean's cold stream, Lofoten has a much more mild climate compared to other places in the world with the same latitude. If you do go to Lofoten, I just recommend you make a road trip across all the islands. On the drive, you'll experience some of the most incredible landscapes, such as the pointy peak near Ramberg or the small fishing village of Hamnøy. And every turn is going to take your breath away. After exploring the Lofoten Islands, we're going to visit the nearby Stettin Mountain. Now, special thanks to my friend Simon Breck for providing this footage.
These fjords and mountains like Norway, this is some nice stuff. And I'm not even a mountain climber like that, but if I went to Norway, I would climb a few mountains, you know, just to say I did it.
He has some of the best van vlogs of him and his girlfriend road tripping across Norway. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description below. Stettin is the national mountain in Norway with an elevation of 1,392 meters. It's just unbelievable how pointed and jagged it is. I've never seen anything like it before. Now, while we're still in northern Norway, we're going to head up to the island of Senja. Senja is Norway's second largest island. To get there, I flew into Tromsø, Norway, and then rented a car and made the 3-hour drive there. The reason I wanted to go to Senja was because I wanted to hike to Segla. I drove to this town called Fjordard, and I got to the base of the hike. It was a surprisingly difficult hike, but eventually I made it to the top, and I was just baffled by the view. The rock formation rose hundreds of meters out of the ocean. It was just like nothing I've ever seen before. Now, I was just having an amazing time, and I decided I wanted to spend the night on top of the mountain so I could see the northern lights. All I had was a blanket, and I used my camera bag as a pillar, so I found this little mossy cliff ledge, and I set up camp there and waited for the northern lights to show up. Around 11 p.m., I woke up to the aurora borealis above my head. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. They moved surprisingly fast, like snakes in the Arctic sky. And seeing those lights made me feel like a kid again, and it will forever be one of the most special nights of my life. Some nights you don't need to fall asleep to start dreaming. After experiencing northern Norway, we're going to head over to Iceland to witness the land of fire and ice. I have to say that Iceland is home to some of the world's most...
Look at that green, like, it don't even look real.
It's the land of fire and ice. I have to say that Iceland is home to some of the world's most unique landscapes. From volcanic craters to a blue lagoon, the country just has so much to offer. I went to Iceland a few years ago, and I was just blown away by the country. One of my favorite places was Fiora Beach. It's this black sand beach that's about a 2-hour drive from Reykjavik. What I really loved about the beach is the basalt sea stacks in the ocean. It makes you wonder how the Vikings must have felt when they washed up on the Icelandic shores. After Reynisfjord, you can check out Skogafoss Waterfall. It's one of the most impressive waterfalls in Iceland with a drop of over 60 meters. You can also drive an hour east on the Ring Road and visit one of the most scenic canyons in Iceland. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, but it looks like something straight out of a fantasy movie. Don't be surprised if you see a troll walking around there. If you drive another 3 hours down the Ring Road, you'll reach Stoksnes. It's such a dramatic view with the black sand and the mountain in the background. On the other side,
wow. That black sand, like this is the type of stuff I might see in movies.
Stoksnes, it's such a dramatic view with the black sand and the mountain in the background. On the other side of Iceland, you can visit Kirkjufellsfoss. It's this uniquely shaped mountain that looks like Gandalf's hat. There's a waterfall nearby and it makes for an incredible shot. If you go in the wintertime, you might just get lucky and see the Aurora Borealis. There's just so much to see in Iceland, and I hope everyone can see it at least once in their life. After exploring Iceland, we're going to head over to the Faroe Islands, located right between Norway and Iceland in the Atlantic Ocean. The archipelago is made up of 18 volcanic islands. Now, special thanks to my friend Ellis Van Jason for providing me this footage. He's one of the best FPV pilots in the world. I'll link his Faroe Islands video in the description. It's gonna blow your mind. Now, I have to say that the Faroes are home to some of the world's most dramatic landscapes, from the sheer sea cliffs to waterfalls.
That looks scary. He just standing up there.
Are home to some of the world's most dramatic landscapes.
Look at that. That looks scary. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm afraid of heights.
Sheer sea cliffs to waterfalls straight into the ocean. The Faroes have so much to offer. One of the most scenic places in the Faroe Islands is the Mulafusur waterfall that's located on Vagar Island, and the water falls over 100 feet down to the ocean below. One of my personal favorite places is the island of Kalsoy. It has an incredible lighthouse that overlooks some of the biggest sea cliffs I've ever seen. They living their best life on the mountaintop. We're going to head over to Denmark to visit Copenhagen. Now, Copenhagen started as a Viking fishing village in the 10th century and became the economic center of Scandinavia during the Renaissance. Today, Copenhagen is the cultural, economic, and governmental center of Denmark. One of the most recognizable places in Copenhagen is the New Holland Canal. It's a 17th century canal that is lined with beautifully colored houses and historical wooden ships. It's just a great place to walk around and enjoy some Danish restaurants and cafes. Another impressive spot in the city is the Copenhagen Opera House. It's one of the most modern and expensive opera houses ever built.
I think this is the first time I ever seen the Opera House in Denmark.
Estimated cost of $500 million. After Copenhagen, we're going to head over to the nearby Malmo. Now, located on Sweden's southern coast, Malmo is the country's third largest city. The 8-kilometer Oresund Bridge connects Malmo to Copenhagen. One of the coolest features of the city. I
definitely got to see this building. Right here, this is so unique. I gotta go visit it.
Is the Turning Torso Skyscraper. It's a 190-meter tall tower that was built in 2005. It's the tallest building in Scandinavia, and it's claimed to be the world's first clear skyscraper. It's just such a unique feature that adds to the beauty of Malmo. Right next to the Turning Torso is one of Europe's biggest skate parks. Malmo is such a charming city that you gotta check out. After Malmo, we're gonna head over to Sweden's capital, Stockholm. I was able to visit Stockholm last summer, and I was just pleasantly surprised. It's made up of 14 islands and 50 bridges. Compared to other Nordic countries such as Norway and Iceland, I felt Sweden was much more affordable. I had a good time walking around the city and using their public transportation. I swear I rode on the world's biggest escalator. I just love the buildings and architecture there. It reminded me a lot of Copenhagen with its colorful buildings and canals full of wooden ships. I mean, it's just such a wonderful city, and I think everyone should give it a visit. If you want to visit some of Sweden's nature, I'd highly recommend driving to the northern part of the country. I did a road trip there a few summers ago, and it was just beautiful driving through endless pine trees and quaint Swedish landscapes. A beautiful place to visit in northern Sweden is Ristafallet. It's one of Sweden's most powerful waterfalls. It's a 14-meter drop and over 50 meters wide, making it a stunning amphitheater shape. I mean, just such a magical spot. Now, after exploring Sweden, we're going to head over to neighboring Finland. Now, for the past 3 years, Finland has been ranked the happiest country in the world, thanks to its wonderful healthcare, education, and obviously its beautiful scenery. On the same note, the capital of Finland, Helsinki, has been ranked the happiest and most livable city in the world. Now, Helsinki is one of the northernmost metropolitan areas. The whole city just has a great vibe to it. I mean, I would love to spend Christmas there. Now, if you want to venture out of Helsinki, you can take a ferry across the Baltic Sea to visit Tallinn, Estonia, or you can even head over to St. Petersburg, Russia. If you want to see some of Finland's nature, you can head up north to visit Lapland. Now, Lapland is Finland's northernmost region and it borders Russia, Sweden, and Norway. In the winter months, Lapland becomes a frozen wonderland that looks like something straight out of a Disney movie. Now, if you can handle the cold, Lapland may be one of the best places in the world to see the Northern Lights. The Northern Lights are
that snow look like it take months before it go away, before it melts. Man, that's some thick snow.
May be one of the best places in the world to see the Northern Lights. The Northern Lights are abundant throughout the cold winter months. It can get up to negative 50 degrees Celsius in the winters, so make sure you bundle up. One thing I love about Lapland is the snow-covered trees. They look like something out of a Dr. Seuss book. The capital of Lapland is the Arctic city of Rovaniemi. Located about 4 miles south of the Arctic Circle, Rovaniemi is the largest city in all of Europe by land area. It's considered to be the official hometown of Santa Claus. I can't think of a better place to visit during Christmas time. It's just such a cool remote city. Now after Finland, we're going to head back to Norway to visit the capital of Oslo. Located on Norway's southern coast.
Look like they got like a little cruise ship. See, I wouldn't mind going and then just hitting a cruise and just tap into all the different and just go on a cruise so I can be able to see the different countries in Europe. That would be cool.
Back to Norway to visit the capital of Oslo.
I need to find a cruise.
Located on Norway's southern coast at the start of the Oslo Fjord, Oslo was founded at the end of the Viking Age during the 11th century. Today, Oslo is one of Europe's fastest growing cities. I love all the modern buildings and museums throughout the city. The Oslo Opera House is an impressive piece of architecture that resembles an iceberg. It was completed in 2007 and features slanted marble and granite slates that slide down to the water. After Oslo, we're going to head over to Lysebotn to drive down Norway's craziest road. Now, Lysebotn is a small village that's about a 6-hour drive from Oslo. Now, what I think is so scenic about Lysebotn is the road that leads down to it. It consists of 27 hairpin turns that descend down the fjord to the village below.
My God.
When you're at the bottom, you're going to
That looks scary. Look at that. That road, I couldn't imagine. Dang, that is different. I would definitely Fast and Furious that road though. If I was like one of those type of people, that would be the perfect road to drift on.
27 hairpin turns that descend down the fjord to the village below. When you're at the bottom, you're going to be amazed by the surrounding walls of the fjord. If you're down for a hike, you can trek 12 kilometers to Gjerabotn, which is this famous for its rock wedge between two cliff walls.
I remember seeing
Looks
that.
a little sketch to me, but hey, I'd send it. After Lysebotn, we're going to head over to the nearby Pulpit Rock. Located in the same fjord as Lysebotn, Pulpit Rock is a famous flat-top cliff with a straight drop of over 600 meters. To get there, you can park in the base camp and make the 6-kilometer hike. The rock can be super packed, so if you want to avoid the crowds, you can wake up super early and get to Pulpit Rock to enjoy the sunrise. I mean, I can't think of a better place to watch the sunrise. I just can't believe how big the cliff walls are. I mean, it just goes straight down to the fjord below. It's just such a stunning place. Alright, so another hike to do in Norway is the trek to Trolltunga. Now, Trolltunga is possibly the most iconic rock formation in Norway as it shoots out over 2,000 feet from the lake below. Trolltunga is definitely the hardest hike of the three. It's a 28-kilometer round-trip trek that takes anywhere from 8 to 12 hours to do, so make sure you give yourself plenty of time. You can start the hike at the main trailhead and hike in 14 kilometers in to reach the famous Trolltunga Rock. If you go between June 1st and September 30th, you don't need a tour guide, but if you go in the winter months, you definitely need one because it is a little sketch. While it is a strenuous hike, it offers some of the best views in Norway. From Trolltunga, we're going to make the 7-hour journey to the magical town of Bergen. Located on Norway's southwest
Man, he really loved Norway. You can tell. Probably all the mountains and the hiking they do.
Coast and surrounded by mountains and fjords, Bergen is one of Norway's most charming cities. Bergen was founded back in the 11th century thanks to its maritime trade domination. Bergen was the largest city in Norway until the 1830s. Today, it's famous for its colorful wooden houses on the old wharf. If you're in the city, you can hike to the Floyen Mountain to get amazing panoramic views of the city. After Bergen, we're going to take a drive on one of Norway's most famous routes, the Atlantic Ocean Road. This 8.3 kilometer road runs across an archipelago of islands as it connects the islands of Faroe to the Romsdal Peninsula. The Atlantic Ocean Road was completed in 1989 and cost 122 million Norwegian krone to make. It's made up of 8 bridges and 4 resting places. The route is an impressive feat of engineering and it won the Norwegian Construction of the Century Award. So if you decide to go on a Norway road trip, you have to take a drive on the Atlantic Ocean Road.
That'll be cool.
While we're still on the topic of roads, if you drive just 2 hours south, you'll reach another one of Norway's most famous routes,
seeing that one.
Trolltunga. Now Trolltunga, or the Troll's Path, is a...
What made them just say, okay, let's put a road on this mountain? Let's just go ahead and pave a way so people can drive on this. This look different. Is it a two-way or one-way? It looked very, very narrow.
Serpentine road.
Oh, there's a two-way. That look narrow.
Hairpin turns as it descends on a 10% decline to the valley below. Trolltunga has two powerful waterfalls that pass through the road. The Skyscraper waterfall has a total height of 240 meters. I mean, that's just freaking huge. Another really cool place in the area is Trovingen, or the Troll's Wall. It's Europe's tallest vertical overhanging rock face at about 3,600 feet high. I mean, it's just unbelievable. Alright, after Trolltunga, you can make the 2-hour drive south to visit the Geiranger Fjord. Now, Geiranger Fjord is one of Norway's most popular destinations. The fjord is over 260 meters deep and is surrounded by massive mountains that are over 1,600 meters high. There are many viewpoints to get the best perspective of the fjord. One of the most spectacular features of Geiranger Fjord is the Seven Sisters waterfall. The waterfall consists of 7 separate streams that descend 410 meters to the water below. The best way to see the fjord is by boat. You can take a cruise ship or a 1-hour ferry of Geiranger to Helsinki for about $35.
That's not bad.
This is by far the best way to witness the waterfalls and majesty of the fjord. Another amazing nearby destination is Lapland. The lake is about a 2-hour drive from Geiranger. Now, Lapland is home to some of the most beautiful lake water. It has a unique turquoise hue with incredible backdrop of the mountains. While Lapland is stunningly beautiful, the area has had its fair share of tragedies over the last few centuries. In 1905, a massive rock from the Rumnefjell mountain came loose and fell 500 meters where it hit the water, and it caused a 40-meter tidal wave that wiped out a small village completely off the map and killed many others. Despite the tragic history...
See, that would be the only thing. Oh, I hate to, climb a mountain and, a rock get loose out there,
Out a small village completely off the map and killed many others.
That'd be the only thing that would get me right.
Tragic history, Lapland is a place you gotta visit. It's hard to beat the beauty of this Norwegian lake. After Lapland, we're going to make the 3-hour drive to Iceland. Iceland is one of Norway's most prominent fishing towns, built on a uniquely shaped archipelago. Similar to Bergen, it's home to beautifully colored buildings perched right up against the ocean. To get one of the best views of the city, you can go to the Ramping viewpoint or Mount Axla lookouts. Both will give you incredible panoramic views of the fjords and archipelago. If you go to Iceland during the winter months, you might get lucky and witness the stunning Aurora Borealis as it dances across the Norwegian sky. Well, that is it for my Nordics top 25. Let me know where your favorite place in the Nordics is in the comments below. I also started a relaxation channel where I post hour-long films with calm music to bring some peace and nature in your life. You can find me on TikTok and Instagram at shirley.films.
That is nice. That is nice. He definitely loved Norway. Norway got a lot of beautiful sceneries. I mean, all of it was beautiful, but with the mountains and the water, I definitely gotta do that. Like, I gotta get on a cruise. It looked like Norway got the cruise, but I think somebody mentioned that, they can go the cruise, they go to the different countries. So I might just have to hit a cruise and just boom and start tapping in. Do like a 5-7 day cruise or something as well, so I can see some other countries. Cause I know when you go to Europe, you gotta plan to stay like 2 or 3 weeks. Got to. So definitely go enjoy that. But that's all I have for this, y'all. If there are any more places y'all like to show me from the Nordic, or where y'all send those video suggestions, y'all hit that subscribe button. Hey, and y'all be blessed, be the best, and be you. I'm out.